Welcome to the CRISPRO. We are a network of rescuers, policymakers, universities, mayors, and non-governmental organizations. We work together to learn from each other and share practical experiences on how to get prepared for disasters, how to prevent people and territories from disasters, and how to react when disasters come. We apply methods, approaches, historical information, and knowledge from various areas of public life governance. CRISPRO partners mapped and studied the most frequent type of disasters in Europe. We assumed that we have to focus on how the function of the societies are affected by natural or man-made disasters. In addition, our communities are exposed to a combination of threats and hazards related to health, supply and large mobility of displaced people to Europe. Today, scientists offer robust, knowledgeable systems for assessments of the risk. We capitalized on them yet consider the crisis management approach of any crisis manager who needs to react flexibly, fast, and consciously when the disaster comes. We ask crisis managers, first responders, and rescuers what is most important for being prepared to take effective solutions. An answer is a simple approach to threats and capacities, giving the crisis manager the opportunity to value and compare the impact of disaster on defined areas, communities, and vulnerable groups against the capacity to mitigate the life tools, losses, and irreversible recovery of the destroyed area. CRISPRO partners developed an online tool to serve each crisis manager or organization dealing with the planning, mitigating risks, and implementing measures to reduce the negative effects. CRISPRO eTool is an online tool available at the address crispro.bodybase.app. The tool provides open data to all users and is a self-learning tool. Please never leave personal and sensitive data online. Keep your privacy and the privacy of all vulnerable groups. Now, let's go. Open address crispro.bodybase.app. The app will ask you for a username and password. Select a new user and request the access rights following the instruction. You will be generated access automatically. The system will register your request. An automatic confirmation with access rights will be sent to the email address used during the registering process. Once you get into the app eTool, you can start working. The main international sharing tool is in English. However, you can find the tool in 6 language localizations: Slovak, French, Macedonian, Portuguese, Spanish, and Finnish. The language versions are equal in terms of content. CRISPRO assessment tool has 3 main parts. Part 1 is Home. On the home screen, you find general information and contacts for communication with the network of partners. The Home dashboard also acts as a real-time monitoring center for the most frequent hazards assessed by users of the application. The hazards are displayed by category. How to make your assessment. If you would like to use the eTool for a flexi check of the risks of hazards and threats on your territory and community, please go to the section Assessment on the left sidebar. Select Assessment. You will see a list of assessment profiles of hazards assessed by other tool users. You can open and read each hazard assessment card. However, you can create your risk assessment. Select the button Create New on the right upper side and click on it. A new assessment card will open. The assessment card is split into 4 chapters. The first one relays on your area and type of organization. For knowledge sharing purposes, we kindly ask you to leave information about your organization and the territory subject to risk assessment. If you would like other users to contact you, describe how to do so. In title, please provide information about your organization. In location, edit the territory prone to the disaster assessed in the following 3 chapters. In the description, you may present yourself and write about your state, regional, and local territory. In addition, you may describe some recent disasters and vulnerable groups. The second chapter, named Disaster, Extraordinary Event, Hazard, is characterizing the hazards and disasters subject to assessment. Number 2. Catalog of hazards or disasters or threats. Choose from the catalog by using any option from the drop-down list. Number 3. Disaster caused by. Describe how the event is triggered by using any of the options listed in the drop-down list. Number 4. Combination of threats. Describe how many hazards and threats are activated at once by selecting options from the drop-down list. Number 5. Return frequency. Describe how often it happens on your territory by using the options listed. In the third chapter, you shall focus on the vulnerability of the territory and specific groups who might need specific treatment during disasters. Vulnerability exposure. Number 6. System vulnerability. Select one or more options from the list of affected functions of the society or community. Number 7. Physical vulnerability. Select one or more options from the list of destroyed or affected infrastructure in the community. Number 8. Financial vulnerability. Select one or more options from the list of impacted areas of economy and living standard of people. Number 9. Social vulnerability. Select one or more options from the list of affected vulnerable groups of local population. Number 10. Environmental vulnerability. Select damaged natural objects. Choose one or more options. Number 11. Health vulnerability. Select from the list of affected health conditions in the community. Choose one or more options. In the fourth and last chapter, you are supposed to describe the available capacity of your organization. The capacities are built in the prevention and preparedness phase and used during interventions and recovery. Capacities are built on experience and contingency planning. Capacities refer to technology, people, and knowledge. Number 12. Access to sources, knowledge, experience, and tools amidst disasters. Select from the drop-down list what can be used in coping with evolving disaster. Choose one or more options. Number 13. Access to intervention teams in times of evolving disaster. Select from the drop-down list type of intervention teams. Choose one or more options. Number 14. Technologies, tools, and equipment. Select from the drop-down list the technologies that crisis management can use in evolving disasters. Choose one or more options. Number 15. Intervention and preparedness. Select from the drop-down list capacities in place, any preparation activities, tools, teams, and so on. Choose one or more options. Number 16. Recovery, efforts, and activities in place. Select from the drop-down list what can be used to recover from disaster. Choose one or more options. Number 17. Who will be involved in the intervention, prevention, and recovery? Select from the drop-down list of actors involved in disaster risk management. Choose one or more options. Number 18. Major changes. Choose one or more options. Once you fill the card and select the Save button, you will be redirected back to the list of profiles. You are provided results about the level of risk. The higher the risk, the more required the increased capacity and decreased vulnerability of exposed people, territories, and functions of the community or society. If you would like to learn about some example scenarios based on real historical events and data, please go to the third part of the side-left bar of the dashboard. Select Scenario. Select Update to open the samples of scenarios and read about used capacities, type of destroyed objects, and how people were secured. We welcome you to create your scenario based on real experience or practices or any contingency plan developed by your organization. It will help others to learn from you.